Hi everyone, this is Killshot from the 999 Dead, and this is the Passage Season 1, Episode 1 Fan Reactions Live. This is the first of the series, and we're going to get some just raw reactions about the first episode, some things that look pretty good going forward, and just get your take on this. I didn't take a whole lot of notes with this. I actually just wanted to watch it for pure enjoyment tonight to see what everybody thought about it. I'm going to, I've got some good and some things that I thought could have been done a little bit better, but I do think they set the table pretty well. We got, first and foremost, everybody here, let me just get your first reaction to it. Maybe you don't have to give a score just yet. Lisa Khaleesi says it was freaking awesome. Steph the Cuervo Queen says I liked it. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It did seem in the beginning a little bit rushed, a little bit choppy, but that's the way these things go sometimes. I mean, they got to get the story out there as quick as possible. And I'll tell you, because it looked as if a lot of action is going to take place next week. And I know you just can't come out there just with all the action. The fight scenes, not the best fight scenes I've ever seen. I will tell you that. You know, there was a lot of, if I went back and watched the fight scenes in slow motion, they weren't close to being accurate. I mean, you could tell the misses, and I like accurate. I mean, I like real fight scenes. It's not as bad as the CGI in The Walking Dead from time to time. But it started out, you know, with the vampire in the cage, and the first thing that you guys are probably thinking is, why the dude let him out of the cage, right? But we need to talk about some vampire powers, and we're going to get to that in 1 second, because I got a super chat we got to shout out. We got Valar super chatting. Hello to the 999 Dead, the 999 Army, the 999 Gaming, to Kill, Steph, Emmy, Kel, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, Patreons, and all the super chatters. Thank you so much, Valar. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate that super chat, and as always, appreciate your insight. So we got some people saying it was okay, but we've learned so much about zombies watching The Walking Dead and walkers/zombies. It's time to really get back into what vampires can do. So I got a few traits that might surprise you. Now, mind control is one of those things that it's not always said that vampires can use mind control. However, if you make direct eye contact, then they can mesmerize or even hypnotize with their eyes. So it does look like the guy who let him out of the cage was tripping a little bit. So, you know, it might have been kind of just cast that spell. You can see they're already in the dreams. They're into the mind of people. So they're definitely getting into the head, and it's going to have a carryover effect. And it looks like just some cool stuff's going to happen with that next week. Totally different type of show than The Walking Dead. I mean, walkers are just going to bite you. Vampires can bite you, they can seduce you, they can mesmerize you, they can get into your head, they can multiply through this. So I do think we're in for a pretty good series. Let me throw this out there to the group, and just let's do it now that we've gotten some of the basics out there. From a 1 to a 10 for a promo, let's see what you guys give it watching the playback. We've had some pretty high scores with The Walking Dead. We've had some decent scores with Fear the Walking Dead. But just from a interest standpoint, let's see what you guys think. We got, okay, we're coming out 8, 10, a few 7s. I like to fish. A little lower than I would have rated it. Got some 8s, some 9s, some 7s. I'm going to go on the record of giving it an 8.1. I like what you did, Heart of Nixie. That's nice. I'm going to give it an 8.1. Slightly better than an 8. And I do think next week has a lot of potential, because next week we're really going to start to see, you know, when they get out, they start attacking. They have like a little vampire army, all of those things. It looks like it could ramp up in a hurry. We also know that Brad is not afraid. Look, he's being chased. I like the backstory. I thought they did a good job with the backstory. They tied it up quickly. You know, here's this innocent girl, and then you find out exactly why Brad can't take her in. I mean, he lost his daughter. He's got it's caused issues with his wife. His wife is ready to move on. She can't deal with it any longer. And I really liked the carnival scene. I thought, with everything going on in this girl's life, he just felt that sympathy for her right away. She's in the middle of being kidnapped. So for her to give him a chance and say, yep, let's go. I think the girl, Amy, is a good judge of character. So even though it happened relatively quickly, I could see the reason that bond stuck. And, he took the time, and we are doing the reaction, so we are recapping a little bit. Sorry if you guys haven't seen it yet. But I also thought the river scene was pretty moving. The river scene just really showed that the girl had feelings, Amy had feelings for her mom, and she just wanted to blame her mom because of her addiction and the things she was going through. But you could see there were some feelings there. So she missed her, and Brad was just trying to pull that emotion out of her. He's like, you gotta pay your respect. And when she talked about like being able to lay in bed, watch TV, then he's like, I really like that. So you could see he missed being a parent. But the action did ramp up in a hurry. I feel like in some of these that once someone tries to shoot you, you pretty much have the open ticket to sort of get back at them. But now he's going to be blamed for all of it. I mean, he's a fugitive. He has some fighting skills. He was in the academy. And this group, they're government agency, private agency, combination of both. Still a lot we got to find out about them. Yeah, Darlene, and that's a good question. Like, what kind of person could surrender a child? And I think we found out that Brad was sort of conflicted. Because remember the inmate he took and then he was going down the elevator? And the guy says to him, like, you ever wonder what happens to him? He goes, no, I don't even think about it. But he was able to turn it off for adults. And then when it was a child, he couldn't do it. It was part of his job. Look, just pick her up. They're going to do the experiments. But because of that history and because of him losing his daughter, you could see it was a problem. Najee says, really hoping we actually see the end of the world. I like the dialogue, and I like her perspective. So you get, a little bit of that narration going on. I feel like it's going to work well. I feel like the narration's just always going to keep you wondering how much time has passed. Where's Brad at? Does Brad make it? What is he going to have to go through? And I thought the acting by Amy was very, very good. I thought Brad did a good job too, but I certainly think the acting on Amy's part was really good. There's some pretty amazing child actors out there now. Villar Super Chatting says, did you get the vibe that the vampires are playing dumb and are more intelligent than the doctors think? Absolutely. Well, there were two things, when they're fed, and now that they're starting to get into the dreams, Villar, you can see the expressions change. And excuse me, I didn't take a lot of notes, so I'll just refer them as the older guy who got bit in the beginning. You could see him; he got into the dream of the inmate, and then the blonde-haired girl actually snuck in bed. And once they started to kind of get in their minds a little bit, it seems like their whole persona is changing. They know that they're getting a little bit of control. And, will that control free them? Well, obviously it's going to free some of them because next week there's some action that it's going to go down. Yeah, they did, Chris. They kind of smirked a little bit. So I did like And Villar, you know, some of it could be playing dumb. Some of it could be that they're evolving. That they go from, you know, a person that is sort of mentally checked out, and now you're sort of infusing whatever makes them vampires, the vampire blood, I guess. But you're infusing that into them, and it just takes a little bit of time, I think, for them to get their powers. So for those of you at home, I'm just going to throw just a few vampire powers lore out there. Some things that vampires can do. Improved strength and speed. Improved senses. So better hearing. Better sight. Heightened endurance and resistance. So silver-plated bullets, you know, that's kind of back and forth. Will that be a thing? We don't know. As I mentioned, mesmerizing with the eyes. Mind rolling. Through direct eye contact, if a vampire is new, or through voice tricks, that would be the succubus, though. And it depends on the level. So I guess, you know, once you become a master vampire, we'll have to see how that plays out. Memory theft. They can amplify emotions. So that could be something that could be interesting to come into play. If someone is sad, if someone is scared, they can amplify that. Flying, levitation, stillness, the ability just to kind of blend in with their surroundings. And then master vampire powers, the ability to have human servants, animal servants, and then various marks, weaving shadows, manipulate shadows, that type of thing. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of different vampire stories out there. There's a lot of different abilities. So to see how they manipulate in the show, I think is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see how it all plays out. And they may add their own little spin, their own little wrinkle. I do want to say that we've got a ton of people here from the 999 Army, 999 Dead. I see a lot of regular people. Some people are kind of like vampires. You guys are lurking in the shadows. If you're brand new to our channel, to our stream, maybe you just watched the passage and you want to join a live stream and you weren't aware that we do Walking Dead chat and a whole bunch of other stuff through our channels. We have 999 Gaming. We have 999 Army. So a very, very big group. If you're new, if you give us a quick 999, we'd love to give you a shout out. Maybe you're not participating in chat, but to tell you a little bit about our chats, it's a great group of people. We love to chat, debate, talk about different shows, give our analysis of what's going on, and also if you guys could absolutely pike the like button, if you guys could hit that like button and subscribe, come back and see us as well. We'd love to have you here for our regular chat. We hit a lot of different topics. So Keelan, what's up, man? Thank you. Hey, I'm glad you're back. Good to see you. And Ramona Heath, thank you. Appreciate all of you guys being here. So was there a probably, as far as your reaction, if I had to pick one topic tonight that you could react to, or maybe the most surprising thing in the episode, what would it be? So right now, if you guys could just type it up there, I want to call on a couple people, read your comments, make it a permanent part of this video. What was the most enjoyable part, or the part that probably surprised you the most? I know what mine was, because I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised at that they showed it on TV, to be honest with you. I'll give you guys stopping at the carnival. Brad changes his mind. The mind control aspect of the vampires. The river scene. I mean, it was a great reaction, but I got to tell you, it's when a dude punched Amy. I mean, when he punched a girl, I'm thinking like, what? Ron Burgundy just said that. I'm like, you don't punch a kid. But that, I think it was important because it showed that you know, the type of ruthlessness that these people, you know, they just look, they kidnap people or take people or they run a mission, and there just is no human element to it. And after that, I think that was the part where Brad is like, look, I think he had some reservations right there. And then everything that just happened added more and more and more to it. I do have to tell you, do you think, well, I mean, look, his buddy shot him. So, if there is one fatal flaw with some of these characters, it's how good they really want to be, and sometimes it's letting the villain and kind of stick around. So Amy's behind Brad, and this guy's pointing a gun, and he says, just give me the girl, and he says, I will kill you. Well, and this is the part of it, like, I'm not going to pick pick the show apart just yet, but when somebody's pointing a gun at you and you're pointing a gun at them, you have as much chance of killing them. Now, if it were me, as soon as he had the gun there, as soon as he starts saying, I don't want to, I'd be bam. I would shoot him like right in the middle of his sentence, because that would be the least time he's expecting it. But that's not what happened. And then in hindsight, the guy shot him, right? He shot him in the back when he was running away. That's like the worst type of thing you could do. And what did Brad do? Brad shoots the fire extinguisher. So I wish he would have just shot him. But I know it's too early, and I know that guy's going to come into play later on. But once again, it's a show about vampires, so I'm not asking for everything to be real. I'm not going to do, and look, we don't do it on Walking Dead. We know there's a certain element that they just got to throw in there as audience just for our consumption, and we got to move on. But, yeah, I would have liked it Brad would just shot him, especially when the guy shot him in the back. Next time they meet, but I got a feeling ultimately that guy's going to get, well, what do you guys think? And I don't know the guy's name yet either. So his friend who shot him, do you think that he might end up being like the master vampire? Because, you know, the first thing we might think is, all right, he needs to get what's coming to him. But what's coming to him might be to be bitten by a vampire. And if he is, he might be like one of the more powerful ones. You guys see that happening maybe in the future? And that's going to be like his real enemy. I'm already like digging into like future storylines, future plots. Yeah, maybe the blonde will get him, but then he'll be like the one controlling all of them. And then we really got to look out. All right, so I'm going to throw one more question out there. We're running up on about 18 minutes in this stream. This is our reaction. So some people didn't get a chance to watch it, but you can kind of see some of the hype and some of the interest. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. How many people are going to watch it next week? And we'll be back for our reaction chat next week. So if you guys are interested in watching it, we're going to do a couple different things. We will do a countdown if we have enough people that are interested, and we will do a reaction video afterwards. So we'll do a quick 8 o'clock gathering next Monday, and then we'll see. I think next week's episode is going to be better. All right, looks like all right, folks from Fox should be very happy. They got the 999 Dead talking about their show. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. If you're brand new, once again, hit the like button, subscribe, set notifications. Also, we will be streaming random things on the 999 Army channel tomorrow, so hopefully you guys will get there. We've got some good topics, and we're going to get our music countdown as well, so you want to be a part of that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be back to talking a little bit about The Walking Dead and some stuff that is happening out in the Walking Dead universe. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you being here and being a part of our introductory video of talking Passage. This is The Passage, Season 1, Episode 1, Fan Reactions Live. My name is Killshot. Thanks to all the Patreons. Thanks to the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, all the sponsors, and, of course, Valar super chatting it up. Thank you so much, Valar. Appreciate those super chats. I will see everybody here at, not here, at the 999 Army page tomorrow night at 9:30. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for everything you do. Peace.